Hi, this is the Wrestling Doctor, and I'm here doing a wrestling prescription vlog number 6 for Pro Wrestling Extra. And as you can see, it's going to be about referees today. So I want to start off by saying referees are the third man in the ring. They are as important as anything being done in the ring, in the show, in the promotion. Matter of fact, referees can hurt the promotion, hurt the wrestlers, and hurt the match if they are not proficient in what they do in the ring. So just as I do with wrestlers, I advise referees to be trained in an accredited school, somewhere that they can learn how to take bumps and learn what wrestling is all about. The more knowledge you can get as a referee of what's going on in the ring, the better you can be, and the quickest way to get it is to go to wrestling school. Otherwise you're going to take years of knocking around and being so good, you know. But that's my advice. I know there's a lot of people who started in the business being a referee because they were friends with a promoter, friends with a wrestler, got picked out of the crowd because they needed a referee. Nothing aggravates me more than seeing a referee not wearing a referee shirt, not wearing ring gear for referees, just like wrestlers should wear ring gear for wrestlers. Wearing a Walmart shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes doesn't make you a referee. You have to actually look the part. If you're going to be a wrestler, if you're going to be a referee, if you're going to be a promotion, try to look like a promotion, like a wrestler, like a referee. And no, in the indies things have loosened up. I am not a proponent of that. I really do not like that. There's a reason why things are done professionally, and that is so it looks right to the fans. So simply, let's get on with what I'm talking about, referees. When I was in the business, starting out in the 80s, it was important to me to learn who was going to be reffing my matches. So when we were doing Georgia Championship Wrestling, we'd go in for a TV tape, and that would be one of the first things I would, almost as soon as I wanted to know who I was going to work, was who's going to be working my matches, who's going to be reffing. And there was a referee that worked with us named Jimmy Hamilton. And Jimmy was an excellent referee. He refereed for Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then he refereed for Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling. Just an excellent guy, nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. The guy was in shape. He understood the business. He could take a bump with the best of them. Loved the business and was happy being a referee. Now that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted somebody in there that wanted to help me be the best I can be by being the best that he could be. Jimmy was great. Another one, we got him up on Pro Wrestling Extra this month in an interview with me, and then that's Mark Falcone, who's another excellent referee. And I enjoyed having him ref any match I was ever in. And I enjoy sitting down and talking to Mark now because we go way back, you know. But also, there was working in Mid-South Championship Wrestling. I worked with Tommy Gilbert, and excellent, nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. Tommy Young, you know, excellent referee, nicest guy. You know, these guys are legends, and they're legends for a reason, because they were good at what they did, because they respected the business, because they tried to help what was going on in the ring, not hinder. Now today in the business, I've been to indie shows, and sometimes I've noticed that they would have only one referee for the show. I understand times are tough, paydays, you know, you want to try to keep down to your payday, what you're paying, but a referee having to ref 8 to 10 matches by himself, this guy deserves double pay. I mean, the wrestlers are in there for 1, possibly sometimes 2 matches. Can you imagine having to be in there 8 to 10 times refereeing a match, being sure you don't make a mistake and you're not out of place, understanding every finish that's been called, understanding the spots that have been called. It's somebody that can do that and not mess up, not become a spectacle, not make a mistake and hinder what's being done in the ring. These guys are just, there's not many of them around, and if you've got one, you better pay him well and take care of him. Now, I've been to some shows recently, and they actually asked a guy out of the crowd to referee some because one of the referees didn't show up. And I thought, oh my gosh, it is important for the guys to understand that how to take a bump. I mean, can you imagine an untrained person allowed to get in there and wrestle? Referees have to learn how to take a bump, have to learn how to be out of the way at certain times. I've also noticed things that continue to go on that I've spoken on before is, can you imagine any other sport that will allow what goes on today as a heel throws the baby out of the ring to allow his manager or his partner to attack the baby, and he grabs the referee, puts his arm around him and walks him over and says, hey, look over here, this guy's yelling at me. Can you imagine any other sport allowing that to happen? Can you imagine Ray Lewis doing the Super Bowl, putting his arm about the referee and walking him over to the other sideline and pointing at a fan in the stands while the rest of his team is mugging the other quarterback? That's just so stupid. And that's exactly what you do to that poor referee that you put in that position, is you've made all the fans think he is stupid and that he is unqualified to be a referee and he's unprofessional. If you do that to him, you're doing the same thing to the whole promotion, to all the other wrestlers, to yourself, as these people sit there and look at this and go, that is stupid, because that's what they're doing. I've talked to the fans. They all say that was stupid. You can't put your arm around the ref because all the fans on that side of the ring are screaming, hey, look at this, and he can't turn his head around to see what's going on. They're going, that's ridiculous, And number two, he's allowing the guy to put his hands on him and keep him from turning. Well, shouldn't he be counting to 5, saying, let go of me, get your hands off of me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're disqualified, match over? Wouldn't that make sense that somebody would do that? It makes sense to me. I'm sure it makes sense to the fans sitting there going, why does the referee allow someone to do this? That you will see this time after time in the indies. Please, folks, smarten up. Keep the rules recognized and the referee as the person that's in charge of making sure the rules are adhered to strong. It will help your promotion. It will help the matches. It will help everything about the business. Do not rely on these things that have been started that make no sense to fans and certainly make no sense to me. So now my rant's over about that. I have a thing about seeing that. And I think it's just stupid. I've talked to managers. Managers and referees should be working together. That's very important. A manager is doing things outside the ring. He's trying to attract attention. The referee is trying to keep him from doing anything and not interfering. So they're actually working a separate little match themselves. And I'm not sure a lot of people understand that. I've always been one to talk to managers and say, you need to be talking to the referee. You need to be best friends with him. You guys need to be working these things out and learning how each one of you work so that you will help the story being told in the ring. It is very important to communicate in the business with everybody. I think that's one of the biggest things that you learn as you get in there, as you begin to meet people and talk, is to communicate, to see what this guy thinks about the business and how he thinks things should be, and you tell him, what you think about the business, how things you think. And that's how you make friends. That's how you learn. That's how you get educated. And that's how sometimes you educate other people. And that's part of the brotherhood. you know, of being a wrestler, is being able to talk. And that's how you find out that there's some guys out there you might not want to talk to. Now, let's get back to the manager-referee thing. I've talked to managers when you throw somebody out of the ring, and the referee is admonishing the heel and taking him back to the other corner to make him stand there. That is what the rule book says. You must stand in a neutral corner, and the referee will turn around and start counting out the wrestler that's outside the ring. Now, if a manager is going to interfere, say he's got an opening and he can get over there and he can actually hit, choke, whatever, I would say you only have 10 seconds or less to do it. When you see a manager go over there and he's choking the guy forever, and it's forcing the heel in the ring to hold the referee so he can't turn around, you are not helping anything. I've talked to him and I said, look, you really don't even need to touch the baby that's outside the ring. Act like you're going to touch him. Just go toward him. Let the referee catch you going toward him and then back off. The fact that you're going toward him, the audience will react. They will react. And that's what you're trying to do, is get a reaction from the crowd. You know, and then the referee can react to it. Make it logical. Make it make sense to everybody. So if you go over there and you're choking, the referee turns around and catches you and he's got to come over there, hey, you know, immediately you should be sent to the back or your wrestler should be disqualified. That's the way the rules read. The fans expect you, as the referee, to uphold the rules. So, manager, work with that referee. Don't make him stupid. You know, come on, let's use our sense. Same thing with finishes. When you have a finish where the manager is going to be involved, one of the basic finishes, the manager jumps on the ring apron and grabs the baby to hold him, and then you have the referee that's trying to avoid seeing that, or he has to see it and he has to react to it, get over there and start counting the manager. You know, think of these finishes so that they are logical. Do not put all the heat on the referee. That's cheap. That is absolutely cheat heat. The heat should be where it belongs, on the heels. Don't make the fans be yelling at the referee. They should be yelling at the heel. If you've come up with something and you've made the referee the heel, that's wrong. You have made a mistake. The heat should be where it belongs, on the heels, not the ref. The ref should come out looking respectful and upholding the rules for the sport, for the promotion, for the fans. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Alright, now I've ranted like 2 or 3 times on what I think, but that's what I'm here for. I want to help this business. I think this is one thing that we need to do nowadays, is keep our referees strong, keep the rules in place. It's important to make sense to the fans. They're the ones paying the money to come see it. If they think it's a joke, they're going to stop paying money. But if they think, hey, this promotion actually is a strong promotion, they keep the referees strong, they keep great storylines going, they make sense to me, they're going to keep paying that money and coming back. So, let me wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Doctor with the Wrestling Doctor's prescription vlog for Pro Wrestling Extra. Thanks.